Hi there, I'm Rustic Guy. Welcome to my channel. I'm just another chuckle fuck bumbling through life. I eat, I drink, and I try to be merry. I have a good friend. He's a jet-setting world traveler. He goes by the nickname Captain Cockbreath, and he does not, excuse me, he does not appreciate that name, but it's appropriate. So anyways, he is a good guy, even though he's got a crappy name. Well, kind of. It's crappy for him. But he is actually a decent guy, and he brings me back beer from all over the world and the country as well. I do enjoy drinking things that are unusual and are not easily accessible to me anyway. So he's been doing it for a while, and I've been drinking a lot of beers from a lot of countries. And one of the more difficult places to get a beer back in an airplane anyways, back to the States, is England. I believe this was from a recent trip to Portugal, but this is from a English brewery out of Liverpool. This is Azvex. Ah, God. I'm not sure. Azvex Brewing Company, Liverpool, England. There's all the information about it. If you can read any of that, that's what it's all about. But it is a hazy New England IPA at 7% alcohol. I have had a few beers from England, but not as many as some other countries, just because they're difficult for him to get. So this was purchased not in England. I believe it was Portugal. I could be wrong. I would have to double check with him. And it is the typical hazy IPA. It's very nice. Actually, it's very urine-y yellow. Is that a urine yellow? To me. But I'm not saying that negatively, even though it kind of sounds it, urine. It's just the color of it. It's a pale yellow, and I am outside on an overcast kind of day, so we are in natural light too. It is hazy. How's that? It is hazy. It's got a cool label too. Let's give it the old sniff test, and I do not have a very, what do you call it? A very basic sniffer. It's very sharp and citrusy. Not a bitter kind of citrus. It has almost a grapefruity, but like a sweet grapefruit instead of a sour grapefruit. And that's just the aroma. And again, my nose ain't so great, nor are my taste buds. But let's give it a sip. It's very mild. I would say there is some kind of grapefruity, kind of citrusy. It's not bitter. It's slightly tart on the finish, but it's not bitter. And it's not beyond what my palate can take, because I don't like bitter. It's under the threshold for me anyways. I don't know the IBUs. I believe it's 7% ABV. And it starts out. It's a mild. If aggressive IPAs are your thing, you won't like this, because this is very mild. It's obviously an IPA because it does finish a little bit with some bitterness. Excuse me, but it is mild, even on the finish. And I can see this being a pretty easy drinker when the weather is warm and you're looking to have just a beer, a nice cold beer. I think this would do pretty good. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, and don't mind the wrinkly background, I was taking pictures and needed it to be white, and I guess I didn't realize how wrinkly it was, so don't mind that. But so I do like IPAs, New England IPAs, even though I live in New England. Not that it matters, because it's not named for that, I don't believe. Actually, I don't know where a New England IPA gets its name from. I'm sure it has something to do with around here, but I don't know. These hazy IPAs have a tendency to be more bitter than less bitter, and they're not my favorite, the style. But this one's pretty decent, and I would definitely drink it again. I'm not going to England anytime soon, and I don't believe it's imported into the U.S., so I'm not going to be searching it out. And when he goes back, I won't be saying, hey, Captain Cockbreath. I was going to call him an asshole. I won't be saying, hey, look for that Bulletproof Cheetah. I have said that about some other beers, because there are some good ones. And not that this isn't good, it's just it's not worth seeking out, in my opinion. But back to that numeric value, I think it's a solid 7.1. It's a little better than a 7, but it doesn't quite get to a 7.5, in my opinion. If you ever get a chance to try it, I think it's worth trying, just because, again, it's not bad. It's not a bad beer. It's just not, it's just not my style. But in the fact that it's not my style, it's a halfway decent drinking beer. I am Rustic Guy. This is what we do. I appreciate all 7 or 8 of you watching. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. It makes me feel a little bit better. I'm just having a good time. I'm unmonetized. This is nothing. I get nothing from this except for the satisfaction of sharing great, good, so-so, or crappy beers. just to help, just to share. That's just what we're doing. Please drink responsibly and don't drink and drive. I'm Rustic Guy. I appreciate you watching. Cheers.